Hey everyone, Kev here. I played through the Elden Ring DLC and after finishing it, I thought to myself, what's the best way to keep up with the hip YouTube youth? And I thought to myself, make a tier list. So I made a little tier list where I just talk about the bosses and the areas and how I experience them, how I like them, or how I dislike them. And yeah, a little disclaimer, this is my opinion, so please don't get mad if I dislike a boss you maybe loved, and just enjoy it. Also, a little orientation for how I rank them. I got the ranks S, A, B, C, D, and E. And S for me is just peak. I loved everything about it. A is almost peak, but something was a little bit off. And, B is, I liked it. It was nice, but it could have been better. C is where it gets to the, it's there, it's okay, but I wouldn't mind it if it wasn't there or if it was different. D is just very forgettable. Something is is bad about it, not very bad, sorry, or just frustrating or unnecessary or just plain boring or whatever. And E is just like this, like why is this in the game? From Software, I know you can do better. And yeah, enjoy the video. The finger runes are probably easy D tier. Like, I'm sorry, they're just like, they just take these they have these massive parts on the map, 2 of them actually, and it's just bullshit. Like, it's just shit. There is nothing there. There's just like, I think the eels are new enemies. I'm not really sure right now. They look kind of cool, but it's nothing spectacular. Like, nothing were like spectacular. Like, wow. And then they're just like littered with these finger enemies, which are also not also, but they are 100% not new. They're just reused assets. And then you just like walk all the way in the middle, and there's like a fruit like, blow in there, and then you get like a talisman, which is just for like, oh sorry, there's also like a coffin there where you can like duplicate your ashes and shit. But overall, just bad, just very bad. I don't know. Just lazy, wasted space on the map. Could have made them way smaller. Could have just, I don't know. Bony Gale. I actually put that one in because I was very disappointed by all the dungeons. Because the dungeons are just the same thing as in the base game. Like, they have the same layout. Not layout. Like, the same design. They look the same. They're also like very lazy in the DLC. Like, 2 of them have like this like smashy like roof with spikes, like smacks the fuck out of you kind of thing going on, which is like, okay, I mean, sure, I guess, right, it's nice, but like 2 times it's like I don't know, 1 time would have been enough. It feels like they just like, well, like, I don't know, just like put this mechanic in again because, I don't know, we didn't like want to think of anything else. Then you have like the light thingy where like everything's dark and you have to use the torch, which is also a nice idea, but they didn't do anything with it. Basically, it's like, oh no, you equip the torch and there you go. You one hand wield your weapon, which I think a lot of people actually do because they like use 2 weapons or like they're a mage or some shit like that, you know. I was like, oh, that's a cool idea, but either make sections where like your torch doesn't work, which probably would have been a little bit frustrating, or like make a torch doesn't work but there are like torches spread out, and so you have like to have like these dark areas and you have like these safer areas, or just like make new enemies which maybe are invisible when you actually use the torch, and then make enemies that are like really bad to see when it's dark. So you have like this thing where you have to swap back and forth, or like you have to actually like be careful while walking through it. What I did, I just like took a fucking torch and then just ran through it and nothing happened, and like either ever. It was just boring, right? There was no point in this mechanic being there other than being a really, really minor inconvenience. So I put the Bonnie Gale actually in here because this one was designed a little bit different, and I enjoyed that a lot. Like, it was just a dungeon that looked different. Like, it had this icy vibes, like these pots everywhere, and it was just a nice area. You know, I mean, today we realized there's another one, like just copy and pasted with like a different layout. In like the red area, what is called Sheriff's Hidden Grave. I'm not Like, I don't count that one, I just count the other one. With like these elevators, a nice boss. Hi, cutting me here, and I have to correct streaming me here for a second. The boss wasn't nice. The boss was just a reused, glorified Beyblade enemy. It's just... can I just one-shot you here? Don't tell me that was the boss. That was the boss? So, yeah, forget what I said about the nice boss. My opinion still stands though. It was a nice dungeon. Nice visuals. And overall just fun to traverse. And it didn't like... It felt fresh, honestly. So, like, it was nothing special. It was just like a minor dungeon. But I think that one gets like a B for me. Like, it's a solid B, right? Then we have the Scatter Tree Avatar. Oh, I don't know, actually. I really hated this one attack he does where he like slams his like thingies into the ground, and then these like thorns come up, but like it's very random depending on where you stand. It's just like boop 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 boop. So like most of the time still hits you. I mean, obviously you can time it, but I think it took me like 5 tries to get him. I don't even remember. Like, not a lot though. Like, it was below 10. So I never really bothered learning it. Well, that's not stupid. Like, I didn't like just have the time to learn it. Because it's super random. Like, it feels very RNG. Because like depending on where you stand and like depending on which direction the plant is or like the avatar is looking, it has like a different timing, and it just feels really weird. I just tanked it the whole time and was like, okay. But otherwise, the boss was really fun, honestly. Which I didn't like, but I didn't like that about a lot of the bosses in the DLC. These random ass, almost one-shot attacks they have. Like, the Scatter Tree Avatar has this like little nova, like he does. Which is completely fine. Until he does it again at the end, where it just like it does it 3 times. I think with more range. I don't know that for sure. And if I like didn't spam instinctively the dodge roll, I probably would have been like completely snagged out of existence. But I liked the fight overall. It was really fun mechanic with like just, oh, he has a really low HP. He has a weak point, but the weak point, like every time you hit the head, like he like just hit you with it or so did something. So you could like go the safe route if you're confident you dodge. If you are confident to dodge frequently and consistently, you could go for like his body where you do less damage. If you're like, I can have a good timing with when he does an attack and I do big damage, I just go for the head, which I think I did like a 50-50 thing. That felt really nice. His attacks felt really like cool, like the one where he like just like flings himself over the map. The Nova, I really like the Nova too. Like, it just overall was a nice boss, and I like the design. I really like the design. Also, like, I'm not really grading the boss weapons themselves, but I liked the like just a massive sunflower head you can smack people with. It's just cool, right? I think I'm gonna give that boss actually an A, mostly because of how it looks and how the idea was really nice. So yeah. And with Jarrow's Hidden Grave, I mean, honestly, there's not much to say about this area. It's just there, which is like, it's a pretty area, right? It looks very pretty, but there's not really much there. I think it's just like a Deathrite bird, which reused boss. It's, again, like, cool. It's not like I fought like 5 of them, or I think even 6. I'm not sure, but I think it's like 4 to 6 of them in the base game. Like, yeah, I needed that in the DLC again. Like, yay. Then there's like a furnace guy, and then there's like 1 dungeon. That's it. So I think that's actually gets a C for me. I don't know, like, it was just okay, right? Then we have the Cerulean Coast, which was a really cool gateway area. Again, not a lot there. Well, 1 dragon, kind of also, like, I think, yeah, it was reused. I was thinking about it, but like, he was there 2 times before. That was you know, but the area was really pretty. You had some stuff actually to explore, like you can go to the top where you can drop down and get to the Stone Coffin Fissure. That was nice. That was fun, actually. And then there was like a little boss fight. You had like some stuff, and it was like, it looked really pretty. Like, the Charon's Hidden Grave gets a C because the shit in there is just boring, but the area looks pretty. Otherwise, I would have given it a D. Cerulean Coast gets a B, I guess. Bale probably gets a B from me, actually. Like, I did him like second time, and I also used the summon because I wanted to do the quest line. For example, what I did with the base game, one run I just like used summons at every boss because in the end, in my opinion, it's just like an RPG, and I feel cool when I use bosses, you know? Summons. For Bale, it was like this guy which is like screaming, all of a sudden he like gets his mind back a little bit, and he's like, I'm a warrior and summon me and I will fight and all of that, and then you like, sure, like, of course, like I can't deny this guy his last fight, right? And because I knew for myself I'm probably not gonna replay the DLC, I was like, you know what, screw it, we're gonna summon him, and it felt really cool. Like, we just like joins the arena, it's like, Bale! I fucking love that. Like, that was really cool. I was like, oh, that's epic. I love that. So Bale itself is like, it's just a big dragon. I like the design that he like is missing a leg. The fight itself, as I said, like I did it the second time, it was over really fast. His attacks were kind of cool, but I think it's like between a B or an A. Like, it's hard. On the one hand, like, there are so many dragons in Soulsborne games. I think there's like 3 in the Dark Souls 2 DLCs, or even 4. I'm not really sure right now, honestly. There's like 2 dragons in Dark Souls 1. There's Dark Eater Media. Or is it just 1? Well, there's like the base dragons, right? The red dragon on the bridge and like the dead dragon in the valley. Yeah, I think I'm gonna tend to like more lower A because they like put a twist on it. A little bit at least. Oh, Seath. I completely forgot about Seath. Yeah, of course, like the fucking scaleless one. I'm a little dum-dum. Remembers the red dragon on the bridge. Well, that screwed a lot of new players, but forgets like literally one of the main bosses of the game. I think it's like a B. Like, it's a cool fight. He looks really nice. He gets plus point. That's why he's at the top of the category. Maybe I should have made 2 different lists, like one for areas, one for bosses. But you know, just that, don't take it too serious. It's just like a little funny, silly thing I wanted to do. So we put him there and be like, yeah, it's a nice fight, you know? Yeah, that's fun. And then we have Ralva the Great Red Bear. Honestly, I think it's a C. I think I don't even have to think much about it. It's a bear. They made him bigger. He hits a little bit harder. It's just a bear. And then we have the Black Gale Knight. That fight actually was like, for me, it felt really fun. That's why I'm gonna put it in B. Because like, it was the guy at the start, like with the crossbow, was like pew, 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 pew. I just like NPC fights. It felt really fun, honestly. I liked it a lot. Then we have Chief Bloodfiend, sorry, which was I don't know, actually. Should we extend the list by one more? Like, I feel like there should be like one which is like a little bad, but not that bad. We didn't have like Chief Bloodfiend probably is a strong contender for the D spot then, if E is the worst now. Maybe low C, maybe lower C, right? It was okay. He looked cool. It was just like, I genuinely give plus points for everything that's new, because for me, new enemies, a DLC should have new enemies, and I think Elden Ring, the base game, and especially DLC, have a really, really, really big problem with just reused assets. So we're gonna give it a C. You have the Dance of Rana, just a D. It's just, you know, it was just there. I just smacked it and it was gone. Then we have the Death Knight. I really like their attacks, so that dude also gets like a B for me, because I don't know, like, I just like he just dashes. It felt really cool to fight. It was like a mini boss, sure, but like, it was nice. And like the one where it just like grabs you, flies up, and like, and gives you the suck of your life. That's really nice. Oh. Yeah, that's an E. Divine Beast, horrible boss. Like, fun-wise, horrible. It wasn't fun to fight this fucker. And it didn't make it any better that they brought him back and gave him like fucking, what was it, Death Blight. I think it was Death Blight. I'm not sure right now. That didn't make it any better. Like, it's just one lump of enemy that just is like, I feel like for me personally, a really big part of Dark Souls or like Souls games is the attacks like have to be well choreographed. You like the boss like kind of has to have a tell, and it shouldn't be like a whole guessing game. I think the biggest problem with the Divine Beast is like the attack where it like flies in the air and it goes like wee wee, and then just like gives you a smack. I think it's been a while because I was sick, but this attack is so hard in my opinion to dodge. I'm like tempted to get it into D just because I really like the design. The design is really nice. It's something new, and as I said, it always gets plus points. But I feel like with the Divine Beast, like no matter how good the design of the character design is, or like the looks, the mechanic and like how bad and how frustrating the boss was for me at least, it's just like no redeeming qualities, honestly. Dryleaf Dane, just a D, just this random ass quest, which I didn't know was a thing. I think Arabot actually told me this is how you do it, and then I just like beat the piss out of him because he's just like Kung Fu master or something like that. You know, he was just there. You have the graveside plane. Honestly, good area. I give that a B, and I think my main argument here is it's just like a nice starting area. Like you get into the game, it has some really cool visuals. It looks very mysterious. You can see the tree in the distance, like the veil over everything, like all these graves. But it's like still kind of peaceful because like shit hasn't hit the fan yet. Like it's not like the fucking jagged peak where like bam bam lighting here and there, or I don't know. Obviously, like then like the legacy dungeons and stuff like that. It just feels like a good level. Like you just get in there, you can admire like the side a little bit. It's just nice. And then we have Meteor the Finger Mummy, Mother Fingers or something. I don't know. Honestly, also like a B fight, almost an A fight. I feel like it would be an A if and only if the text would be a bit nicer, but because like most of the time it just feels like ROM, I think it's called. Like ROM has like some laser beams, which the finger mummy has too, which like the hand and there's like this little like it sucks everything in and stuff like that, which is nice. It's fun, you know, but it's nothing like crazy. And the other attacks are just like her like grabbling you with her like fingers everywhere. But the design is really cool and creative. It's tempting, but I think it's still a B. The fight itself isn't really that great, honestly. Okay, Runes of Rao. I think easily an A area. I just liked it. With like these different stages, and like if you activate this one thing with the zones cross thingy, I don't know the names. The teleporter, you get like the sea, which I was kind of frustrated about the sea when I first was there, because it's like such a big part of the area, and there's just like one enemy and one talisman, which was kind of sad initially, but I think the rest had redeeming qualities. I like the little dungeon with like the spider scorpion thingies in there. I like the little bridge where like the furnace golem just like tries to blast your ass. I like the little rod thingy, even though I fucking hate those guys. I like that you can go over there and like fight the fun divine beasts again. And it was just a cool area, honestly. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with an A. And we have the golden hippo. I'm feeling a C actually. Like better than the red bear and the blood fiend, but nowhere near than like these battles with like the knights or like Bale or Meteor. I think it's like there's not much to say. Like it's a hippo, right? Then it gets like these golden spiky things, and it has like some new moves. It's a cool design. It's like nothing unique. Also, this is like personal preference, right? Maybe someone is like a huge hippo fan here and is like, why the fuck did you put the finger mummy at B but the hippo only at C? I love hippos and I hate fingers. You do you, right? I just like these like cosmic horror cryptic designs, and I think like the Scadutree avatar and the finger mummy I really stop saying that, but like they just like hit different for me. Golden hippo, not bad, not good, but I think it's a C. Like it's there. It's like if it wasn't there and like different boss was there, I probably wouldn't miss it. I'm not like if someone modded the game and forgot the hippo, I wouldn't be like, oh. And the second phase was like a nice schmeckle, you know. That's why it gets like C, high C until to lower B. Commander Gaius, fuck that guy. Honestly, worst boss. If I had to decide which of those is worse, I would probably take Commander Gaius, just because, or Gaius, I don't know. Just because his design is just like Zelda looking, like Zelda Twilight Princess looking ass. Like, it's just a fucking hog rider without legs, just fucking nothing. And the fight itself is really just. I think it wasn't. I don't know. Like, I probably like people probably gonna watch the video and be like, "Oh, get good." Like, I did that guy like second try. It's pretty easy. Good for you. You're a great player. I suck at the game apparently. But that's fine, right? But like, just his design, nothing spectacular. Like, the Divine Beast has, design-wise at least, redeeming qualities. You come in there and it's like this, and you see the hands and like see the head like just gets lifted up. All of that really cool. The Commander Gaius on the other hand is just like, as I said, like just like it's a guy on a fucking boar. That's it. And I think he doesn't have any legs. I found like these like leggings, greaves, whatever, where I just said like it's ironic that they were made for him because like the boar was like he called it his second half, and I assume it's because he doesn't have legs. But yeah, I don't know. And the worst part about this, I think it was supposed to be like a horseback fight, because it fights a little bit better on the horseback, but not really a lot. I think like a foot, it's horrible. It's not fun because like a lot of attacks just like hit so weird, and like he's so fast and like runs away and then he like runs you over. It just feels very stressful to fight like that. And on horseback, I don't like horseback combat. Like, I'm sorry, but it's just bad. It's fun for like some little enemies. I like the jumpy stuff. There's some cool stuff with the horse, but overall the horse combat just feels like someone just took a fucking baseball bat and broke your character's knees and just gave him wheels instead, but he doesn't really know how to use them. That's really what it feels like. And like the dodge of the horse, I just don't like horse combat. Like, you have to hit, and like the hit has like a little delay, and you have to like to turn is really hard. And I think, in my opinion, like the camera's also really annoying to control on the horse. Just overall bad, right? Jagged Peak. Honestly, I'd say it's probably more of a C to a B, but there wasn't a lot there. Like, I like this one section where like a stone crumbles down. I like that, like these constant lightnings and thunder in the back, which is really menacing. I like the big dragon corpse. That one is really cool. Like one grace before the last grace and the boss, there's like this little detour where you can like get up there, and there's just like random ass holes everywhere where it's just like, you have to walk around and then try it again. Haha. I found those to be kind of unnecessary, and well, the dragon in that area just was frustrating to fight, in my opinion. Like, just really annoying. So I'd say like a strong C. I think the area is just like, I think a little bit of wasted potential, but I get it's just a DLC, so I get it. Like, it's like a low B until high C. Next we have Rao Base. I don't know, honestly didn't have that much to offer, which I really hated about it. There was one of these, like, I thought these ruins were something cool. It was just reused, like there was nothing there. I think like one of my friends said he like explored them and he just found one thing, and he was like, like he found the thing, but it was so underwhelming. He thought he had to miss something, and like walked up and down, and I had the same experience. I walked in there and I was like there has to be more here, right? But there wasn't. Like, it was just this area, and it was really boring. And then there's like one of the the other bear there. I just like put one of them there. There are two bears. There's like Rava and the other one. They're basically the same. Like, there's genuinely no difference in fight. And there was like a little dungeon. Overall, very underwhelming area. It's a D, in my opinion. Then we have the Scadualtus. Probably gets like a C. I would place it here, maybe Forge. I think behind that, but I think that's just personally, I really like the red flowers and like the contrast between the red and the blue area when you like look from the top and also if you walk through it. It's really nice. I think Skadu Altus just like is, in my opinion, too similar to the upper from the main game before you get to the Golden City, like the upper area. I would say like it's a C, right? It's nothing special. It's also not inherently bad. It's just there, you know? Okay, then we have Skadu View. Also, honestly, just a D. I mean, there was not really a lot in this area. I think there was like a bunch of Skadu fragments and, well, the one side with the animals and like the flowers and everything. I like that a lot. Let's say it's better than Rao Base. Then we have the Shaman Village. Bro, honestly, easy S. I was really frustrated and I was really disappointed in the DLC, but then I came to that area and like, by God, I don't know. Like just this like hard contrast. It was just so fucking lovely. I enjoyed that so much. Like, honestly, that made me so happy. Like, I genuinely had goosebumps. Just like this golden field, one tree in the middle, just this peaceful village, like in this fucked up area or like world or whatever. It just like hit different. There's like a little way in the back where you can like drop down and get into the tower and get like I think like a summon if you follow the quest line, which is really cool. I loved it. I loved it a lot. Probably like easy S for me. I think. Like, I genuinely think about that still. Like, I'm like, this was a great area. I like that. Easy S for me. Not because it's like, there was not like a lot happening there, but it was like just a tiny area. But I thought like I had to mention it because it's really great. Then we have the Stone Coffin Fissure. In my opinion, also like wasted potential. It looked a bit cooler than the fucking Stone Rains and it had more purpose. But I would still like put it here like a low D to high E, just because we'll get to that later, but like the boss at the end is so cool and the area afterwards, or like not area, I didn't put it in there because it's just like one room, looks so cool. And I think like they could have made something way better, like in the sense of the further you like advance, the more like purpley flower putrid whatever it gets, but they didn't really do that. It was just like a bunch of like coffins like in walls and was just like gray mostly, and then like they reused enemies, like these little, I think I can't say that, they look like a pleasure toy, and they shot at you. The area inherently wasn't bad, and that's the same with the finger runes. In my opinion, just wasted potential. Just like here, make a fun mechanic, make an interesting boss fight or like a more interesting enemies, and here like make the area just like a bit more appealing to people. Like, we're in a fantasy game, ball out. We don't need to just allow another fucking cave, right? Okay, then we have Jory the Elder Inquisitor. Honestly, nothing special. Again, I would probably like set that on the same level as like the Death Knight. I don't know. I enjoyed it a lot. Quite simplified, honestly. Like, he spawns in some fellas and you smack them or you ignore them and smack him. He teleports around. Well, now let's, you know what? Let's give it, I think he's like somewhere for like the Chief Blood Fiend. I like the design of him. He looked really cool. I was happy that like they didn't just reuse something there. I was really glad about that. It was a nice fight, you know. It was an okay fight. Then we have Lamenter. Yeah, somewhere here. Like he just duplicates and hits you. It's basically the same as Jory the Elder Inquisitor, but like way more unspectacular. It's basically a reused, like a part of a boss reused in like a reused dungeon. I'm feeling D here. Okay, then we have Mesmer. Mesmer is tough for me because I would put Mesmer at S, but I kinda don't like the second phase. Although I just did it once. Like I tried him like 3 or 4 times, then I got to the second phase, and then I first tried the second phase. But I'm not a fan of too flashy attacks if they're like too much. I'd say just because of the transition, which I think rips out his eye and you can see in there. Lower S. So we got to Midra, the Frenzied Flame Daddy. I think he's like in the same category as Meteor, just because it's a cool fight. I love the cutscene where it just like, it just rips out the thing. That's like Dark Souls or like Souls, like a staple, right? Just like some guy suffering and then he just like turns into an insane boss. Like, for example, in Bloodborne, the girl who just like transforms and is this like beast. Then I don't have other examples, but it just felt very in character with Souls games. The boss itself was kind of easy, like the same with Mertier. I think I did it like second try because the first time I just goofed around too much. I liked it. Well, maybe Mertier, like his moveset was a little bit better, but Mertier, I think they're on the same level for me, honestly. They have really nice designs, but the fights themselves are like a little bit off or a little bit easy, right? What do I mean with Needle Knight? I mean the fight before the final boss. Really cool, actually. I like that a lot. I don't remember if I ever, like, if any game had like this kind of DLC, this like NPC battle. Hi, cutting me here again. So in case some of you don't already have foam at your mouth and spazzing out because of the PTSD, I'm here to remind you there is another NPC kind of fight in Dark Souls 2 in the DLC. It's the goddamn gang squad in the Sunken King DLC, which, my god, I hated this. I hated it so much. So I'd say that gets like a, put it here. I really liked it, honestly. I enjoyed it. Well, no, sorry. Put it here. It was fun. It was really fun. But in the end, it's just NPCs like smacking each other. So there was like not really a lot of stuff happening. It feels about right? Really nice, really interesting. They tried something new. With all the quest lines you can do, it feels really cool to see these characters like fight against each other. It's just really cool. Okay, then we have Putrescent Knight. Let's put him here because he felt more interesting to fight than the Finger Mummy, and I love this design. I don't know, like it wasn't very complex, but it just like looked really cool, like with his scythe or whatever that was, which reminds me a lot of the Bloodborne DLC boss. I always forget the name. Like this really hard fight on like the beach. Looks very inspired of that, but I think in a good way, honestly, not like Commander fucking Gaius. I like the mechanics he had with the horse. Overall, just like a nice fight. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Then you have Radahn. Honestly, yeah, I'm sorry, but like, honestly, I'm not sorry. That fight was bad. First phase reminded me a lot of Horalu, which in my opinion is the best boss in the entire game. Horalu is super fun to fight. He's super badass. The phases, like first, like you get teach a little bit, like how he is. Then the second phase, like it's like, forget a little bit of that. He's going all out now. He's way stronger. You have to adjust a little bit, and it's really cool. And Radahn, in the first phase, feels a lot like that, but has this like one attack where like the pull and into this like around you, which I really hate. Like it's so random. For context, at some point, like I got like the second phase to like this much HP. I died, and then I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Fuck it. And I summoned my Mimic Tier because I genuinely did not like it. I'll say why in a second, but first of all, the first phase was okay. Like it was fun. You could dodge it properly. I just had some like this one attack was a little bit weird. I didn't like it. But I could also be very well be a skill issue. But I'd say it was overall like a nice fight. The second phase, horrible. Like what? It was so bad. Like I could dodge the sword attacks in the first phase. In the second phase, I couldn't dodge them anymore. You know why? Exactly. Because the character, like the boss with like, what's he called? Or Mikela, sorry. And the hair, basically half of the time, I said it before with the Divine Beast, I like when a boss does attacks that are well choreographed. Like, you can see when he swings. You can like see when he does a short swing. They can have some like cheeky attacks like Radahn in the first phase, like he turns around and does like this immediate slice, which is nice. Some intuition is fine. Something you just have to learn. But most of the time, it's just him. You just don't see the hits really because like they come out of his hair. It just feels bad. Like it feels frustrating, honestly, to fight against that because it's like more of a guessing game. Although you could argue, in my opinion, be like, oh yeah, well now the fight is like harder. You get like the easy version first where you can learn the attack pattern, and now it gets harder. So basically, you have to pay more attention to the swings, and you also have to pay attention to how you dodge because like now he does laser beams. When he smacks on the ground and rips up, these laser beams are annoying to dodge, in my opinion. Then like this like triple, quadruple dash hit thing was on me, honestly. You could have just apparently walked away and it would be fine. This like where he like starts floating and then just like this massive explosion comes down. It's horrible. Like, sorry, but it's just like, oh, you run away, or you get blasted, and then like these lasers come down, and it's like, maybe if you're a fucking faker and he took like fucking power enhancing drugs, he could dodge that. Yeah, it just felt horrible. Like, it felt really like overwhelming. And also I was very disappointed because this is the fight, like the whole DLC is about Miquella. And then you just fight Radahn. I mean, yeah, it's kind of cool to be like, oh my god, Radahn in his prime form. And it's really like, well, like maybe it's just me, but it feels like they just put him there because they could. Lore-wise, it made sense. And so they were like, you know, before we like design a whole new boss, at least we can just like scale down the model and give him like clean skin. And they just like smack Miquella on the back. And I said that during the stream, it's just the Dark Souls 3 Twin Princess, or like not Twin Princess, I don't, like, you know what I mean. Because in my memory at least, big guy does sword things, little guy hops on back and then like shoot spells. It's basically just Dark Souls 3, the boss, but just like copied with the Elden Ring version. And it doesn't help that the boss itself sucks and isn't really a fun fight. At least the second phase. The first phase is actually fun. I like that a lot. He just gets a D. Like, he's not as worse as Divine Beast and Commander Gaius, but it's also like, it's basically a reused asset as a final boss, which gets excused by, well, you know, lore and stuff, right? Although they could have probably, I don't know, I'm not creative myself, but like they could have made it better, right? Then we have Raksha. Also, easy one goes like somewhere here, like it's the same, like he could just like does like whoo, 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 whoo. If you don't attack that and just walk away and wait, it's an easy fight, right? Then we have Relana, and Relana is difficult for me because she is a cool fight. Like, it's just like your normal as night boss, but she feels fun to fight. But she has this annoying one-shot attack with the moons that she does. Well, it doesn't like almost, like, it doesn't one-shot you, but almost. And it's just, I don't like it. She just like hits, like she just like attacks and assaults you almost with her swords. I'd say it's a C. I think it's a first big boss in the C category. Yeah, it's a C, honestly. Lower B, high C, somewhere there. She's a cool fight. She in my opinion drops some really cool weapons. Yeah, then we have Romina. I think it's like the same thing like with Murtier, Bale and Midra. It's not really a hard fight, but it honestly has a lot of eye candy with like the butterflies flying through the arena. And it feels really cool. Like, it's really not hard. I think I did it first try because she's so easy. But she looks cool. Although she reminds me a lot also like from the Dark Souls. Dark Souls 2 has also this Scorpion boss fight. Kind of goes in the direction, but they put a little twist on it, so it's kind of nice. Before anyone says like, well, for Radahn and Commander Gaius, it's different. Commander Gaius like almost looks like not 1-to-1, but like there's not really much different. And Radahn is just like, we already had Radahn. This is basically just Radahn on crack. I'm feeling a B. It's an interesting boss. I liked it a lot. Then we have the Rickles River. That's the area in between the Skadu Altars where you have to go from the Shadow Keep. And that one gets like a lower, like on the lower end, it has some interesting stuff with a dungeon. And I think from the dungeon you get to the woods. That's nice and all. Yeah, I think it's just a D because there's like another ruin, and the ruin is just like the same shit all over again. Like, I really despised it. And yeah, then we have Midra's Mans, and I think it goes like somewhere around like the Bonnie Gale, because it's not big, it's not like innovative or anything, but it's just like, it's nice, you know. It's something different. Like, it's just like big mans or mansion, whatever. It has some cool gimmicks, like these, I think it was like lightning spells, not insane spells that come out of the books and shoot. It's not a lot, right? It's okay. Shadow Keep gets an A from me. Shadow Keep was really fun. I liked the big like storage room thing. It was really enjoyable to traverse that and to discover everything. Then with the things in the middle you could jump over, that was really cool. That you could come from the other side. The thing is there, I haven't put that on the list, but this is just a criticism I have in general. I like the lowering the water, but I was like, so like when I was walking in this like flooded area, I was like, ooh, something is like in the water. What is it? Oh, like a cool new like water fish type enemy that like is here now, and this is his home. No, it was just like one of these fucking like long trees sausage thingies. Like, great, thank you. That was wasted. I was really disappointed in that, but it was just a minor fraction, and I still like the mechanic of like lowering the water. It's just like, it's nice. I liked it a lot. Then we have Battery Tower Settlement. I think that's also an easily A. It was a fun it was just a fun legacy dungeon, right? It felt nice. You walked through, you had some enemies, you had some loot, you could open some doors. There was a boss at the end. Like this is just what I enjoy. Like it was a well thought out area. It looked nice. It had like a few changes in tone. Well, it also had like a reused boss, like another of these like sausage worms in there. Like there are 3 of them in the fucking DLC. But yeah, it was a good area. Then we have Abyssal Woods. That one's easy. That gets a fucking E. And hear me out. So like I did the boss. What was it? The Elder Inquisitor, and I came to the area and was like, oh shit, that looks cool. Like that looks actually dope. I like this area a lot. And I tried to use my horse, and like the horse is scared. And I was like, oh fuck, like something's up here. This is very cool. Then I followed the path to the little chapel. It was a dead end. And then I realized this is horrible. This area is gigantic. There could be like an item everywhere, and I couldn't use my horse. And I mean, then I like discovered these like flying dudes, which are like a cool mechanic, but I think they biffed it because you can literally like, you can completely outmove them, which makes them obsolete, but also it's just like makes them a minor inconvenience at best. But also it's very annoying because you can't use your horse. I mean, I get why you can't use your horse, so you can't outrun them, which isn't really a problem because you can still outrun them. Like one of them spotted me and I didn't know you can parry them. So I just outran him. It was no problem. I like the train of thought behind them. Just like, oh, you have to hide, and like with these like flowers where you walk through and they make a sound. That's really cool. It's a really cool idea, and the area looked kind of nice, but they biffed it so hard. Like make the area like 2/3 or like 2/3 smaller, and I think it would be fun. Make it so you can't avoid these guys and you actually have to use sneak mechanic or the parrying. Yeah, I did not like it. Whatever it's called. I give that one actually an S. I think Shaman. I don't know. Like it's a high S. It's a low S until high A. Yeah, I think I'd put it here. It's just a fun, like same with Shadowkeep and same with Ballarat Tower Settlement. It's a fun legacy dungeon. It has like this cool where you can drop down and like have to walk around the corners, like ledges, and get some items. It has some cool enemies. It's not too long. It's not too like complex and everything. I like that. It's a cool thing. Then we have Castle Enos, which is like the one in the Ensis, sorry, which is the one in the middle where Relana is in. Honestly, there's nothing special about that. It's just like the first castle. It reuses some enemies too, I think. Like the one knight, the spell knight, it reuses that one, which is like meh. But I'd say it's like a C. It's okay, right? It's like a mixture out of outside, inside fights. It's cool. It's nothing special. It probably won't stay in your head. I have Count Ymir, which was a joke of a fight, but I like the mechanic that he summons homies, and I liked his design, like with the fingers on the cape. Looked really cool. I like that a lot. He probably gets to see. It's like a little bit of a joke fight. Yeah. I don't know what to say. I think you should stay there. Then we have the Furnace Giants. And I would give them, like, based on looks alone and how they like roam the map, I would probably give them a B or a C, somewhere here. But they're so horrible to fight. Like, they're genuinely so bad that this is the worst of the worst in my opinion. They're just horrible to fight. Like, it's just hit the legs, run around the legs, hit the legs. Oh, he does a stompy jump. Hit the legs, he does a stompy again. You jump, hit the legs, stompy, jump. Then he falls down. Then basically the only thing is you pray that he doesn't like fall on like a little rock or something, so you can actually like give him a crit hit. Just horrible. To be fair, I liked the two where you had this mechanic where you just like had to throw something in. The problem there, in my opinion, was also like it was really boring because you just like did one attack where it's like, wee, and then you just like get your fucking I don't have a good example, but like basically the last thing an insect sees when like kids have fireworks. Nah, that one was bad. It's just a bunch. Forget I said anything. The POV, you try to make a joke, but you're not funny. Nah, that's not even how you use POV. God damn it! I think I just made my whole opinions invalid by just being a fucking dumbass.